So I heard you want to figure out who your target audience is. Boom. Okay, guys, all seriousness, not playing around. For real, guys, if you really want to figure out how to get your target audience on Taboola, you got to have some type of rough idea of who they are, very specifically. I put together basically a course training that goes through this portion a little bit to go show you guys a little bit on that. Go check that out if you don't have like a base of it, something you can look at down in the description. Just go look at that. But let's move on to the rest of the portion right here. Basically on this part right here, if you currently already have a kind of small base or something along that lines, I'm gonna put a download down below so you can follow along with the tutorial and you can kind of figure it out a little bit. So when you put it into Taboola, you can get the exact target audience for this portion. But the first thing we're gonna do right now, we're gonna head over to the computer back there and I'll see you guys on that side. So once you log in, first thing you log in or create your account. Once you get into that, first thing you want to do is go by and set up and install the Pixel. I have a separate video for that right here. You should see like something at the top of your screen pop up right now. Take you there if you haven't done that. I'll also link it down below, but you want to get that installed on there if you really want to start using this to convert. Basically, you need to give Taboola more information and also be able to track back to see how well your campaigns are conversion to do that. Most of the stuff I've been doing is just for awareness, so you know, you don't really have to set it up, but it's good to use it for building out your audience later when you start marketing more to them. Okay, so the next thing you want to do that, you want to go to Click Campaign Management tab. If you are already running a campaign, then the first thing you're gonna want to do once it's low, sometimes Taboola takes a little second. You know, just how it is. A lot of data, I guess, a lot of information, or it could be my internet right now, but we'll see on that part. But basically, you can create a new campaign. If you know how to create a new campaign or new ad, I'll actually create another video on that one. Linking that, I'll link that down below too as well, so you can check that out. But let's go through an existing one, make it a little bit easier. Just to understand, just want to understand. Actually, we're gonna create a new one. We're gonna create a new one. That's what it is. So campaign S1, and the other one I walk through all of this portion. So this is where this section right here is where everything is right here that we're gonna talk about today. So a couple different areas right here. We have our location. This is gonna be very vital determining where your users at. If you're going through the course that I put up, or you already have your audience, you know exactly where your users are located at. I recommend, as much as possible, marking it down to the smallest location possible for each one, and just have different campaigns for different cities. Not so much cities, if you're that local, but for different countries at least. That's the best way to go. Blocking locations that you don't want. So if you're doing the United States, but you don't want major cities or something like that, then you can block all those and add those in there. Or you do all locations, and then they'll send you every single where, which can be good, can be bad, just depends on that part. For that part, so you can put in the city right here. So let's say you go to, let's say you're going to, you do this right here. You go to the United States. We have that. We have that portion right there, and then so you can go from the United States. So we have the location portions down. The next part we really want to look into after this right here is choosing what platforms do we want this on. Like, do we have our landing page optimized enough to be on, you know, a smartphone or a tablet, or are we advertising the application and we don't want it on a desktop? This is stuff to figure out right now. I usually recommend going through and, like, if you're doing an app, then, you know, remove the ones that don't make sense. So if you have an app for smartphone and tablet, then it makes sense. If you only have smartphones, then only use smartphones on that portion. If you're doing something web-based, like a you know, like a piece of software that you sell on the web, only use that. If you're doing an article or video, you can kind of do both of them, but I recommend, like, same way that you segment based on your location off your campaigns, you should also segment based off platform, so you can have individual experiences for each person. And I've seen that it works a lot better. So let's do a desktop for today. And so let's go to desktop, yeah. And then you can choose what operating system you want to include. So these includes, like, you know, you can see all the different ones from Mac OS, iOS, and you can target basically all of the different levels of what they are. Like iOS 10 all the way down to iOS 9, iOS 11. you can target which one you want to. So if you have an application, a mobile app that is very specific to one of these and don't run on some of them, you can go ahead and not target people who have those. Or if you have a mobile application that only works on iOS devices, Apple devices, Apple phones, like iPhones and stuff along that line, then you can just choose this and you can get it straight to where it needs to be at. Or also too, if you the Androids or your Mac OS and you have a certain thing, they don't do it for Mac, but for Windows, they do all the different versions. So if you running something, you've created some software only for Windows 7 people. Maybe you're selling software that says tell people with Windows 7s to upgrade to Windows 10. You don't want to be reaching out to people with Windows 10, only people with Windows 7. So you can do that now. You can see how you can make your targeting a little bit better and bring it down. You do Linux too as well, and you can do all of those portions. So Linux and Mac doesn't allow you to go too much in depth, but you can do that. So let's say that you don't know exactly what your customers are going to actually be using currently at the time. You can exclude those ones that you know that you can't use. So if you know that if you think your software can run on everything, but you know it can't run on these two things, it's better to exclude those than to include every single last thing. So this next section, the most underused section, I believe. This section right here is where you're going to go through and you can actually block certain publishers on here. They have like a whole bunch of them here. I recommend searching for them. I'm still waiting for the time right now for Taboola to actually allow you to group by the where the sites are. That's kind of what I'm waiting for the most part coming up. So like if you want to just do, if you're doing sports, you can do 24/7 sports, ESPN. You can you can do those types of sites, and you can have a group of those and run across those more oriented based on your industry. I'm waiting for that portion right now, but they do allow you to block people as well. And as you go through later on and you see exactly where your ads are showing up at, you can take that information and I literally just copy and paste it into here and just block as many people that I have sites I go through, and I go through a little bit each day. And you start getting to where you get more targeted. Especially Taboola wants you to get as many clicks as possible, so they're not going to put you, they'll stop putting you on sites where your click-through rate is terrible, or they start charging more if you want to be on those sites. So you can do that portion. Most underused feature on here, literally the best. Same thing as like negative keywords. Only problem is that like you can't choose your keywords, but it's still good because you at least say where you don't want it at. Campaign clickers. So this can be any of these campaigns that you run on, and basically who has clicked on these campaigns, you can retarget, remarket ads back to them, and you can target people who have clicked these campaigns in the last 30 days, max 45, default is 30. Pretty cool from that part. So if you had an ad for a lead for lead generation that you did, you can go back and retarget all those people again for the actual selling of what you're trying to sell who did not purchase. So my audience, so that's what you do. So with my audience, you'll be able to do that. So my bad on that part. My audience, you actually be able to use the pixel and go through and say, oh, person seen it, was on the page for a long time, but didn't purchase. You can remarket to them on that portion, and you can do that, which is pretty cool. And then right now, I can't get the marketing places to show up. I think it's more because I have this showing up right now. But when you get that, then it gets a lot better on that portion for that. But when I can show you the marketing portions, it's a lot more interesting about everything on that part. Everything changes on that part. So let's give it a budget, and let's see what happens right there. But yeah, but basically on the marketplace audiences, they have a lot of different information on these right here, from starting out in the portion of of like if you look for people with purchasing intent, and if people have purchasing intent for something along the lines of a car, you can be able to do that. Something for purchasing intent, basically for anything. Taboola has created and got together a lot of data that is very useful to actually help people convert, and they can actually pinpoint people that are targeting in their actual audience. I'm not really sure right now why they're doing this right now. I think because you have to maybe go to a different section right here. But let me see. North America. Yeah. And then so I think you just have to open it up a little bit. I think because my autofill thing was messing up. So if you so we do the campaign portion. Okay, so let's go to this part. Okay, they're gonna make you act weird on that part. Okay, so let's do this right here. So you can do the actual so this, like, you say like people who make this amount of money, all the way down, and you can do other stuff too as well. Like you do let's say, you know, people are looking for car rentals, budgets, people personal use, basically all of these things right here. You can do a lot of them stuff. Like even if you do people looking for let me see, say pets. Right here. So people are looking for pets. You can say people looking for cat litter, people looking for dog food, people looking for flea and tick removal, pet owners, where they have at least one bird, one cat, one dog, or fish. As you see right here, this is very extraordinary right here. So like if you're selling something on the lines of, let's say like you sell like a new flea collar, and you you know, you want to push it out. You literally can word you have a dog up there with a flea collar on there, and you can come back and word it as your header. See what many people are raving about the United States over this flea collar or something like that, and have a nice image and link to there. And then your audiences that you do will be this flea collar right here, the product collar. And then just from that targeting right there will get you a lot more clicks and conversions. Works pretty well. You really just go around and play around and see what they have in here. They have a tons of stuff, so it's kind of like a lot of stuff. You're going to base anything you think about from that part. I think they even have stuff for people looking over marketing information as well. So yeah, people looking for auto insurance, vehicles, as you see this right here, a career specialist, marketing service, all these things. It is very crazy, you know, how much information they have about a lot of this stuff right here. It's very interesting from the standpoint where, you know, later on we can use this to really push out more information, stuff we want to do. So you can do that. I don't have to open that part, but you know what I'm saying. They'll have like different things on that lines. They don't have many marketing related stuff, but they have a lot of different items right there. A lot of the more common things that people purchase, different things on that lines. Like I think if you do like, probably do like, you know, like stuff like that. They have tons of stuff on here, as you can see. So this is the next way. This is like, I think, the way to go. And it tells you where the sources they're getting this and everything from too as well, from different places. So I would recommend if you do like a couple of these right here, people who have pets, so you need to do people who have pets. So if you did that, you did people who have pets, and then you did people who are searching for flea collars, and you did basically it has to be both of them, then you get a lot of sales in that portion. Throwing out there. But that's basically everything for setting up targeting. Now let's head back over to me, you know, sit down, and then like we can finish up this tutorial. And I appreciate you guys for watching so far. Hey guys, thank you guys so much for watching right here. I hope you figure out how you can actually how to figure out your target audience on Taboola to be able to go out and sell more digital products and ours as well. And guys, if you haven't already and you went through the course and you're thinking, okay, should I go get that course? This is a really good course. It will walk you through, determine where your audience is online, how to figure out what kind of different phases your audience is in, and how to come up with a small plan of action to go sell your products. At the end of the whole thing, it'll tell you where your audience is, basically who they are, and then what they're most likely to buy from you. It's kind of a very interesting course to go through. And on top of that too, as well as a bonus, I'm giving away a free consultation too as well, so you can learn a little more and we can talk and chat it up for like 30 minutes to be able to really understand exactly what your target audience is and how you can go forward and to be able to sell more. So if you like that, go ahead and put that link in the description. But I want to say, guys, thank you as well for, you know, just joining through the journey. The downloads down below too to follow through with this video. So make sure you go download that if you haven't already. And guys, subscribe, like, comment on this video too as well, telling me like if you thought this video was helpful to help you determine your audience. And also, guys, I'm gonna do a lot more Taboola videos to kind of build upon this right here. And I want to say thank you guys so much for allowing me to be able to lead you down this journey. If you have any questions, comments, put it down in the comments. Also to reach out, look at my website too as well, and check out some of the other content on the site. We have this new podcast, not really new at this point right now, but it's new to me. It feels new. It's called the Up Next podcast. I know if you guys have been around the channel for enough time, you've understood this, where we're taking industry experts, we're taking creators, marketers, and entrepreneurs, and kind of discovering what skill sets, what do they go through on their journey to become successful as they are right now in their careers or in business. So make sure you stay tuned and learn more about that. Guys, thank you so much. I'm Xavier Kelly, and I'll see you guys in the next one.